Hello, hello. Okay, got my message out there. It's kind of interesting. I was kind of coordinating two, excuse me, two devices to do this, but here we are. So, welcome. Um, Boy, it's been an interesting year so far, and I had this really interesting session yesterday with somebody of really tangibly feeling dimensions. And the best I could describe it is like, hey, heart of Christ. You don't need to, so welcome, you're new and you don't need to request to be on my video because that just puts you right on the screen here. But thanks for joining. And Cherie is here, so welcome. And if you're in the background, do type in your you can stop by and say hello in the chat. That's what I want to say. But anyways, yeah, yesterday was really interesting during the session because of it's that in the Matrix movie where Neo puts his hand on the mirror and it's like woo woo, and it kind of goes through. That's what that was like yesterday. So interesting times as we go deeper. And Mike from Uganda. Hey, Mike. I lived in Gabon for 2 years. Good to have you all the way from Uganda. That's great. And you don't worry about sending a request. And Lydia is a hi on the other side. Asta just joined, so we got a good group rolling. But yeah, Mike, you don't. No need to send a request. You should be able to watch this. So, anyways, so let's take a deep breath in. And just let it all out. Let everything out that came, everything before this present moment, which is always now and now and now, right? Letting yourself relax, coming into a deeper space. Take another deep breath in and really expanding those lungs as much as you can. And if you feel any tightness, to see if you can kind of push against that tightness. Hold it for even if it's just 3 counts, 4 counts, whatever, and then release it out. And let yourself just kind of melt down even more. The breath is a really easy thing to come into and really connect into our physical body. So come into your breath. Notice, the air coming in through your nose, down your throat, into your lungs and filling up your lungs. And take a nice, slow, deep breath and notice that. And then exhale and notice the lungs, the air going back in the opposite direction. And relaxing in. And let's do that, just follow for a few more breaths, just noticing the air coming in, and you might notice like it's cooler, or maybe it's drier, or there's, when it comes in, what does it feel like? Is it dry? Is it maybe wet? Is it cool? Is it hot? All the way down. Hold it at the top and then release it out and notice the air as it releases back out of your body. Okay. And notice how just that alone kind of helped shift you a little bit. And then just kind of let the breath go. Let yourself come into your body and being aware of your lungs and the expansion of your rib cage with the expansion of your lungs. And if you find yourself just kind of getting into really, you're focusing too much that all of a sudden it kind of gets a little stiff on the breathing, take a deep breath in, hold it, and then exhale all the way out. So let's all do that right now. Just exhale all the way out, and you're pushing all the air out of your body, completely out of your lungs, squeezing every last ounce of air that's in there until you take that next breath in automatically without thinking about it. Okay. And so notice that's just shifted, helped us shift a little bit deeper. So become aware of yourself in your environment, in your space. And even if there's noise in your environment, wherever you are, just feeling yourself being present in your environment. So what does that look like? Look around you, look around in your environment, look at the objects, and become aware of yourself looking at your environment. And when you do that, you might notice that there's this deep stillness that's come through, that's showing up already in the space here. And even it's not about being in a quiet environment. This is different. This is going to show up regardless. When you connect in deeper, and letting yourself relax even more deeply into your being, into your body with every exhale. Being aware of your body, and you can just even kind of feel your arms, feel your head, you feel your legs, your back, feel what you're sitting on, becoming aware of that. Letting yourself just be in that present moment awareness for yourself. Coming into the present moment is that easy. Now, it's sometimes very difficult to do because we've got this runaround in our head that's coming up that always takes us out of time, either to the past or to the future, or both. Never in the present. The present is right here with your awareness on your physical body. This thing, this vessel, this physical vessel for that your spirit is coming through in physical reality. So letting yourself become aware. So let's focus in just on skin level, just kind of becoming aware of your skin on your body. So let's move through the body together. Let's start with the head. The top of the head, kind of just feeling, and if you want to touch the top of your head, that's fine. Just to, there's some areas of our bodies where we might not feel it so readily, and that just means you're not in that present area very much. So just kind of touching that, feeling that. Top of your head. And just feeling your awareness just kind of slide down. If you can do 360, that's fine, but let's start with the forehead. Becoming aware of your forehead. Eyebrows. The temples, right here on the side. Your eyeballs, your eyelids. Eyeballs aren't skin, but your eyelids. But they're out there on the surface level with the skin. Eyelids, your cheeks. You know, get a sense of how much space your cheeks are taking up there on your face. All different sizes out there on the face. Nose. That little part that's right between the nose and the lips. And then the lips. And then that little part right below the lips that goes into the chin. And follow that chin back along the jawline up to the ears, the earlobe. Don't forget the back of the ear, that where it connects up to the head. And then back to the back of the head. I'll stay there for a minute, for a couple breaths, noticing your whole head. Feeling yourself present in your whole head. Kind of feels weird because, you know, when you get really into that space, it's like your head really stands out wherever you are. Now it's right down the head. And then it's like, whoa, this body below does not have a lot of energy there, any awareness there. So relatively speaking, it's less because we've really just put all our attention into the head just now. So let's slide down into the neck. Noticing the skin, you know, and you can go internally. So I'll just stay with the skin level. But if you are at the neck, you feel free to go right into the internal area, the veins and the spine and all that. I'll just stay at the skin level here. And adding the head and now adding the neck to our, just being aware of ourselves in that. And continuing also just in the background, noticing the breath as you are aware of your head and neck. And then moving into the top of the shoulders. Top of the shoulders are kind of bony. And then where the shoulders go into the arms, you know, so the arms are like tubes. They got stuff in there, but they're like tubes. So just noticing that tube, upper arm, that's your upper arm, 360. You know, the armpit, the top of the shoulder, all the way down to the elbows, the sides. And then the elbows. The forearms. Again, cylinders. The wrists, the hands, and the fingers, all the way to the fingertips. Moving back up to the upper torso, and just for a minute, just becoming aware of your head, neck, shoulder, arms, all the way down to the fingertips. And notice if there's anything that comes up, any twitching, any thoughts, anything that comes up, just notice it, just be aware of it, just keep focusing on the breath and your body. Again, noticing that stillness that you're in your environment, regardless of how much commotion there is. This is present time. That stillness is when you come into present time. So upper torso. So the whole torso is like another cylinder there. So feeling that outer edge of that cylinder, which for the body is the skin again. And just move from the top of your torso, middle, back, bottom, front, sides, back. Kind of put a little bit more awareness on your sides, because that has a tendency not to get noticed too much. We have a tendency to defend from the front, or pay attention to the front, from the front to defend. So there's probably some of you who are used to just kind of blocking in the front, just as a protective mechanism. There's also the back, that can be a more sensitive area, or less aware because you're not used to being in your back, and you've got a lot of people that you're carrying on your back energetically. So that kind of creates a void in the back. Let's go in the back, because that's calling attention here. So really come into your back. If you have a really hard time, so a little trick to do is, you take your shirt or sweater and you just pull it forward and kind of arch your back into, so that you really have that, or lean back into, against the wall, against the chair, whatever, to make that tactile contact and that tactile physical information to register in your mind. It's like, okay, there's my back. There's my back there. Bring your awareness there. Yeah. Yeah, heart of Christ. Yeah, I think you have a tendency to carry a lot of people, because that's showing up on your back, upper back. Kind of like a bit of a burden carrier. So it's good to help people, but you don't have to burden yourself and carry them energetically in doing so. Let's see what comes up for other people there. Yeah. If I see your name, I can check you. If I don't see your name, I'm just checking. Okay. Let's see. Lydia, it's more on the shoulder and this kind of weight on your head for you with the other people's stuff. So different type of burden carrying. And Asta, you just kind of, in terms of that, I think your tactic was to hide. So it's created this really interesting thing where it's like you have this little tent around you to hide in. So back from a ways a while back. So everybody just focus in on your back, your torso, or you can also focus in on the area that I pointed out to you. And so Asta, it's like that tent. So you feel your body and see if you have that sense of being kind of like, almost like a little cave, but that's not very much bigger than your body. And just focus in on your breath and keep focusing on your body, and just really come in to the breath and focusing on breathing in and out. So shift it, and I'm just going to work on shifting things a little so for people here. It's really important for us to come to terms with the myths the myths of our families, the myths of our religions, the myths of our societies, and realize that they have not served us. Oh, and Sheree, yeah, Sheree, you were coming up earlier, and I didn't say anything about you, did I? You're right. Today, the way you're showing up, Sheree, is you're kind of like not paying attention to it. It's like, I'm just gonna pretend it's not there. So that can be a valid tactic, because that can be a way of just, no, I'm not going to give this energy. I'm not going to give this any attention. It's not worth my time. But there's a little bit of avoidance that's mixed in for you. So I would invite you, not necessarily right now, but to take a look at that avoidance. It's not necessarily very big, but if it's like, if 99% of you is on target, you've got that 1%. It's that 1% that's going to like knock you down. So it doesn't have to be a very strong, but if it's there, it's present, it's going to just eventually make its way, eat away. So might as well take a look at that. And I think you've been working on that, but it's just kind of getting down to the kind of nitty gritty here. And Lydia, you're doing. So Lydia, right now, stand up. What I want you to do is stand up straight, confidently, and hold your head. And everybody can do this too, and really own yourself and say, no, this is me right here, right now. Stand, let yourself go and hold that confident posture. In fact, yeah, let's everybody do that with your head held high. Shoulders back, strong back. Yeah. Owning yourself and knowing that you have done the best you could possibly do up to now. The hell with everybody else. Excuse my language if you don't, if it's not suitable for you, but just to be emphatic. Yeah. And we've always done the best that we can. It's maybe not necessarily the top best. Maybe we can still do better, but up until now, it's been the best. And every step, you just focus on doing your best even more next time, and building and building and building to always step into a new best for yourself. All right. Yeah, good. People are doing good. All right. Deep breath in. Coming into your body. Again, back into the torso. And notice the difference. Wow. A lot more alive here all of a sudden with that little bit of release. It's always interesting the layers we pulled up. Sheree, that's true. Yeah, good. And it's like, I know you know this, but sometimes we just kind of like, yeah, it's not there, it's fine. And then when it gets pointed out, then it's like, okay, yeah, all right, yes, I have to see that. So that's good for you for acknowledging that. Very nice. So I think that's a good group cohesiveness here, working and shifting. And a lot of that strength that's showing up. Lydia, I want you to push it even more. Think of yourself. You're the black sheep. You're the one who went out there. You were the rebel. You pushed it. You pushed that limit. Let yourself go into that. Feel that for yourself. And say, damn it, I'm gonna own this. Yes, I'm gonna rebel against everything that has kept me back, has tried to lower me to nothing. And I'm gonna rebel against that. I'm gonna hold myself and own myself to the highest my highest expression, my highest potential, and who I truly am. And yeah, you do it, that's better. And there just more work with the thoughts. You just hold that thought. Just say, I am holding my own. I'm owning my own. I'm not gonna, whatever you need to say. I'm not quite coming up with the right words. And maybe that's part of your problem also, is that you have a hard time kind of expressing what you really want to, where you want to be for yourself, so holding on. So let's see. And so that gets you, so it's this part, the frontal area of brain that's getting stuck. And so it's preventing you from, it's like acting like a filter. It's a little bit of a block. And so it's preventing you from really stepping into ownership of that. And to get to that ownership, it's being able to state it and hold that thought for yourself. Oh, Harold, good to see you. I just noticed that you stopped in. Harold from the Netherlands stopping by. Good to see you. So take a deep breath in. Let's everybody just take a deep breath in wherever you are, holding strong. And Asta, I want you to come forward a little bit more too. You're kind of still holding back. Right now, just by yourself, put it all, everything else aside. It's just you and yourself right now, and really, and in the group space, but where you are, and just take that deep breaths in. So again, everybody, let's take another nice deep breath in, filling up your lungs as much as possible, and holding that. And as you hold, really open up your chest, expand out and push, feel yourself. And then if you need to take another breath, that's fine, but feel yourself as you fill in your lungs, just pushing, expanding that chest, that holding, and holding that expansion for yourself. Even if you exhale out, and that strength of just being present with yourself, and all the way through your body. We didn't get past the torso because this other stuff came up to work on. Feeling that all the way down through your legs and through your feet. Expanding out. And yeah, that's good. Lydia, so see, try this on, and you can always change it later, but for now, try this on. It's like, I am becoming the highest expression of myself more every day, regardless of what anybody else says. And we know who that anybody else, and hold that, and just say that in your head, and just hold that, and just hold it. Don't waver. So this is something for all of you to do. Can you hold that vibration? Basically, you have that thought. I am the highest expression of my being, my purest essence now in this moment. And I'm moving into that even more with every moment. And holding that thought, not having anything else come into it, into your mind. And you'll see how strong you are. And that's fine. And you just notice that. You just do your best to hold on to that. Take another deep breath. Say the same statement. And hold that. Feel yourself just holding that in your mind, in your body, in your being. Holding it really strongly. And as you do that, what that will do is that will help break lose, break up everything that is counter to what you're wanting for yourself. That's within you. Yeah, I think you're starting to get it, Lydia. It's starting to click in a little bit more deeply. Very nice. All right, let's take another deep breath in. And you don't want to get too mental with that, because I see a little bit of mental stuff coming through, level coming through for people. Feel your whole body when you do that. And then just hold it and just put your awareness on your whole body as you hold that thought, whatever thought it is for yourself. Okay, let's move. I just want to finish up. There we go. Sorry, I clicked on the screen accidentally. Let's put your awareness into your legs. So we work on top body all the way through the torso. Feel your thighs. And if you have a hard time feeling your thighs, just kind of like massage them a little bit, squeeze them with your hands. Do that with your knees, feel your calves and your shins, and squeeze them a little bit. And when you squeeze them, it kind of makes them tingle. So it reinforces that awareness, that brain body connection. Your feet, the same with your feet. Wiggle your toes. Feel yourself all the way down into your toes. And now let's do the whole body. So let's take a nice deep breath in, filling yourself and letting yourself just expand out with the breath all the way through. And as you exhale, stay expanded out. Holding strongly, yeah. Okay, so this is Lydia, that's kind of showing up for you, but it'll be good for the group here to explain this. When you're dealing with something that is negative, when you're this big and this negative thing is this big, it's going to feel like the devil. The bigger nasty stuff, as I say the devil, because then it can really actually feel that way on that other side there. As you can start growing, the more you grow, the smaller this starts to look. Then you're about the same size and you're still struggling, and then you get bigger, and by bigger I mean you get more confident with yourself, you get more connected with yourself, you get more, this is me, owning yourself. And that other thing will get smaller and smaller as you really own yourself even more. So I'm saying that because, Lydia, what I'm seeing with you happening is that right now, so holding on to this for yourself and keep working through it. It's like that whole family piece that we were talking about the other day. It's gotten a lot smaller. Now, it's still there, but it's a lot smaller. Still kind of pecking away at you, but it's smaller. So you need to keep pushing through that. Still a little bit of that hiding piece. So, you might take a look at where are you hiding in your life. And so hiding meaning holding back on being present for yourself there. Expressing yourself, showing who you are. And it doesn't mean that you have to stand up, take the stage, speak out loudly, but even just in terms of how you carry yourself. When we own ourselves, we just radiate that presence. So it's not about necessarily that external verbalization or expression, but holding that vibrationally. Let's see. Let's go through how everybody else is doing. Yeah, Sharice, I kind of see the wheels turning around a little bit for you, so that's good relative to what came up earlier. And asking yourself, it's like, okay, what is it? What's making me avoid this piece? What am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? Where is it going to take me? You know, is there a fear about where this is going to take me if I kind of face up to that? Mike, I feel like you have a lot of questions in your head right now that have come up. So yeah, so it's like it feels like there's kind of this opening that's happening for you. It's like, oh, wait a minute. You know, when we have something, kind of like when we have a new experience, and it's like, wow, okay, this is interesting. What about this and this? You know, it kind of starts the wheels turning without necessarily specific questions, but there's like something that's got, okay, wait, what's going on here? Let's see, who have I not? Okay, sure, Harold, let's see. Harold, what's showing up for you, and I think this is, my sense is that's come up before, but there's still a lot of sadness in your heart. And I think for one is you have a tendency to probably take on other people's sadness, or it's that sadness relative to other people not being necessarily in a good place for themselves. So let's take that out of your heart space, because that's not helping you. It's not helping them either. And I know you know this, but just right now it needs to be kind of refreshed. Wow, okay. I need to disconnect this from you. So shift it out. It's like you've got basically cords of attachment is one of the terms, but you've got a lot of people are not necessarily a lot, but one is a lot. So more than one, two, three, maybe two or three people that are just tapped into your heart because of that. It's like you have this very kind, generous heart, and you want good for people, good for others. But you can want that without bringing in that into your heart. I think that goes back to when you were young, a young boy. And so that's a habit from back then. Let's shift that. Yeah, there we go. Feeling that light. So here's bringing it, so everybody can do this, coming into the awareness of your heart and your heart space and your chest, if you want, your heart space or your chest, and breathing into that. So let's bring in that essence, that purity of essence, into that, filling up our heart space with that. And breathing it, so kind of just imagining or feeling or sensing that this light that's just in your chest and your heart space, and breathing into that light, allowing that to just grow with every breath. Yeah. And so this is how this helps people and how you can help people, because when you have that light, they see it. Not necessarily consciously, but they see it, they feel it, and they go, oh, that's beautiful. And so it fills them up, because it's like seeing that light. It's there's a way that it kind of gives hope. It's like, oh gosh, I can have that too for myself. And they just feel that resonance in you, and so that lights it up in them. Yeah, everybody. So very nice. Very nice for everybody. That pure essence of your being, which is the pure essence of Christ, which is the pure essence of pure source, which is the purity of existence here in all of us now, within us, not external to us, within us. This is where it needs to be, is internal, within. So it's that hologram effect. We are that hologram of existence, of the wholeness of existence. It's within us. So on the physical level, we get into that external reference, because that's how we can, that's how consciousness makes it more tangible for itself. And coming into physical is that externalization, but understanding that it is within us, in here, not just in our heart space, but in our whole beings. Yeah, very nice. All right, let's take another nice deep breath into where we are now. Notice the mental, there's a little bit of mental still. That's all right. Just notice it and just take a deep breath. Come back into your breath. If you notice that, whether now or later. Yeah, very good. Very nice. All right, how's everybody feeling? It's a little longer than usual, but that's okay. How's everybody feeling there? Well, I'm just gonna flash my QR code. If you're on Instagram, you can go to the link in my bio for coming into being, and that'll take you to a QR code. And this is just for a value donation, I call it, if you feel like it's not obligatory, but just if you're inclined to, it's like, yeah, okay, that was good. That was really helpful. You're welcome to do it. Otherwise, go and take this out where you are for yourself and bring it out to the world. So how's everybody doing here? Whoops, back to the chat here. Felt expansive and empowered. Thank you for another special evening. Yeah, good. I'm glad you showed up. Yeah. And everybody joins in, and everybody kind of gives it. Yeah, I facilitate and I kind of guide and clear stuff up, but everyone is participating. Everybody's joining in. So thank you. I was doing better after these sessions. Yeah. So let's see. Let's take a moment and hold it. So for everybody, just to hold it in your mind that this is within you, regardless of the external. This is within you, and coming into that place of finding it and knowing that. Start by with that knowingness. You know, sometimes it gets hard to come back to remember it when we get caught up in the commotion. Come back into your breath. Come back into your chest. It's like it's there. It's there for you to reconnect in. Asta, good, so grateful. Thank you. Yeah. Brilliant light. Very nice. And Mr. Uganda. My brother in Uganda. I lived in Africa for 3 years, and so it's just one of those things when you've lived a place. I lived in Gabon in the Comoros Islands, so there's just that I have a fondness for all of Africa. I travel a little bit to Senegal and Kenya, that side, and some other countries, and just it's beautiful, and the nature there, and there's just this beauty there this purity there that I kind of feel like we've lost a little bit in the modernization. So very good. Thanks for joining in from Uganda. All right. Well, good to have everybody join in. And next Wednesday, same time, same place. It's always another adventure of just being present with ourselves in the infinity of what we are and what existence is. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time you show up. All right. Take care.